Hi guys, Greg at Best Choice Trailers. Today we're going to take a walk around the Lamar CC10 series car hauler, shown as a 7 by 24 foot. It's a 90 pound GVW. This particular unit would be super ideal for 2 UTVs. You could also do a handful of different things with it. Some guys might haul a golf cart, maybe a car or similar, but 2 UTVs would probably be the single biggest user of this particular unit. We've got it set up accordingly. It does have a few options on it. Let's take a walk around it. I'll point out all the standard features as well as the options on the trailer. It is a 10,000 GVW. It's going to weigh in at about 2750 empty. It's going to give a net legal payload of about 7250 on the axles. You're also going to pick up about 15% or 1,500 pounds to the truck side, to the coupler, once it's attached to the vehicle. So 7250 would be a safe number. If you need to go a little bit north of that occasionally, you can certainly do so on this particular unit. So starting out up front, we've optioned in an adjustable cast coupler. This is the Demco Easy Latch. It's actually rated to 21,000 pounds. If you're not familiar, this will actually auto latch on the way down. So as you lower it, it'll go on your 2 5/16 inch ball automatically. Does have a 6-hole coupler. You got 4 different adjustment settings. I believe your range on these is somewhere between 16 and 22 inches, I believe, for your adjustment on them. Plenty of adjustment for most any vehicle. It has a built-in safety chain holder, which is nice. Of course, your standard breakaway system. If you're not familiar, these are designed that if you ever came disconnected from your truck, that would basically engage your battery system that would lock your brakes up. Again, standard with your breakaway cable. This does have a 7-pin RV blade style plug. They've been standard on most pickup trucks for probably 20 years or better. Again, 7 RV setup. It is a blue harness, which means it's a cold weather rated sealed harness. That is not found on every manufacturer. Worth noting. You can, today it's not too bad. It's 30 degrees. But they are rated for negative 65, so you can tie them in a knot, bend them whatever shape you want down to the negative temperatures. This is a 5-inch channel tongue, as is common on most of your 10K car haulers. Some would use a 5-inch angle frame. Most common would be 5-inch channel. Due to the length of this particular unit, 24 foot, they do a 6-inch channel mainframe on this. So you got plenty of mainframe for what this is designed for. Optional toolbox we have added to this, which is nice. It is a locking toolbox. Keys are inside. Does have a gas shock. Toolbox a little heavier gauge, about 2 gauges heavier than most. It's a little bit heavier duty. I put one of the jack stands at the rear. There's the other one. So it does have rear stabilizer jacks added to the rear of the trailer. If you want to load something, just stabilizes the trailer a little bit. This is a bolt-on removable 7,000 pound jack. If you're not familiar, the top wind would wind the outer sleeve, which is there. The inner sleeve you can pull out a pin, lower. Just makes it to where there's very little cranking at the top needed. It also eliminates the need for a wood block or similar. Sometimes you get a regular A-frame jack or swivel jack and won't make it up all the way. Again, those drop leg 7,000 pound jacks are super handy. On this unit, we've also added a winch plate. We get a lot of folks that do ask for that on this model, so we've gone ahead and added the winch plate. We've got plenty of tie downs. You've got rub rail and stake pockets going basically full length of the trailer, so it wraps all the way back to the fender and then continues beyond that. It does have a full wrap tongue, so the tongue wraps all the way back to your spring hanger. Has the bullet LED lights. Headache rack is standard equipment. 2x8 pressure treated pine decking. So the cross members underneath here are going to be channel, 3-inch structural channel. Many in the industry are going to be angle iron. I point that out. It's just a little bit heavier framed, which is good because a trailer that's 24 foot in length is going to have a little bit of frame flex. So between having the heavier cross members and the heavier 6-inch channel frame, I think you'll have good luck with a trailer like this. It does have removable fenders. So basically, I don't know what they are. I think a 9/16 on either end. You can have those off in probably 2 minutes. Removable fenders are certainly nice. If you ever damage a fender, also personally, I've used them to load skids. So if you take the fender off, you've only got about 3-inch or 4-inch of fender reveal. Makes it nice if you want to load a skid from the side. You can just put the forks on either side of the tire there and fork right out. Does have a provider tire on this particular one. It's got a 12-inch drum assembly, same as what's going to be on a 5, 6, and 7,000 pound axle. I'll have the 12.25-inch brake. So you got plenty of braking for a 10K trailer. It comes with the 225/75 R15. That's a load range D 8-ply radial tire, shown here on a black mod wheel, 6 on 5.5 lug pattern. We do have brakes on both axles on this particular unit. It's required in the state of Pennsylvania. And also this has the newer style forward adjusting brakes. If you're not familiar, these brakes basically self-tension like an automobile, very minimal maintenance required over the life of the pad. You've also got behind this cap, it's a little too cold to come out today. Warm summer day, it's pliable, you can pull that out. But behind there's a grease zert. Nice part about that grease zert, you can basically do your own bearing maintenance with basic hand tools. Just a flat bladed screwdriver can pull that out. Take a cloth or similar, wipe away the old excess grease, pump it with grease. As soon as you see the fresh grease come out, you would want to stop. So behind the fender there, you've got additional tie down points. One thing that's not real common in the industry would be a gusseted beaver tail, kind of, I'll say unusual, but Lamar does that on everything from car haulers to equipment, just to give that extra little bit of peace of mind. They also do a diamond plate dovetail instead of the traditional wood. A little bit cleaner. Certainly if you are winching something up with the winch plate provided, it's going to glide a little smoother over the diamond plate. Also, we like it. We think it's a little cleaner than having wood back here with a transition. Just, I don't know, a little bit nicer overall. We had the rear swivel jack stands on this. Again, if you want to load something a little bit heavier, or just because this is a longer trailer, you get a little bit, I'll say a flex back there. Just makes it to where you can load something a little heavier. The ramps on this are rear pull-out, which also means they're a 5-foot ramp. Your side pull-out ramps not only are, I'll say, a little less convenient, especially if you got something next to you. If you're in an ATV park like I sometimes go, it makes it hard if you got to pull your ramp out the side and you got somebody parked right next to you. So the rear pull-out ramps, a little bit nicer, we feel. Also, it means you got a 5-foot ramp. Again, those side pull-out ramps, trailer's only going to be 7 wide, outside the fender's 8.5. So on that style, you only get the 4-foot ramps. These are a little bit longer. For a UTV, probably doesn't matter, but if you want to load a car on this, that extra foot will come in handy. Again, the 2-foot beaver tail gives you a little bit lower transition. You've got your required stop-turn tails left and right. You've got your center markers as required. Then to give you an extra set of markers on each side on the outside. Now, one nice part about having a rub rail the whole length are you could take that ramp if need be, and let's just say the guy wants to haul a car and maybe a golf cart. It's probably, or an ATV. That's probably the second most common application on this unit. Car's generally going to be 15, 16 feet. ATV or whatnot's going to be about 4. So you'd have 20 foot, take a foot away for your winch, and maybe stay a foot or two away from the rear. That'd cover your 24 foot. Sometimes guys aren't necessarily hauling a car, might be a light truck or similar. Again, ideal for that type application. But again, single most common would be the 2 UTVs. Some of the bigger UTVs seem to be pushing maybe 11 and a half feet. Times 2, you're going to be about 23. A little bit of space in between makes a real nice setup for that particular application. Like I said, you're going to have about 7,250 pounds legal payload plus some tongue weight. This does come in different lengths. We stock this in 22s as well. 2 normal size UTVs seem to work well on that. 22 foot would be a 5-inch tongue and a 5-inch frame, not the 6 as shown here. And then we stock it in shorter lengths, 20 and 18 foot as well. If you have any questions on this particular unit or any of our trailers, feel free to give us a shout at 717-220-4220, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.